you could go try the thing and be closed. And you could, like, basically on the inside, you're like, yeah, I'm doing this thing for this person and I don't really want to do it, but I'm opening to it. No, don't have that attitude. It's curiosity. So the attitude should be like genuine. It should be like, okay, I'm gonna open to this thing. And the process of opening is really difficult, but it is one of the most worthwhile things that we can ever do. And if you are someone who knows that you're pretty closed off or boxed in, and however you want to say it, and you're watching this video, you probably have either realized or are coming to realize that this is limiting you in some kind of way. And this limitation is, it's annoying. You know, there's probably things, I know when I was going through some of my transformation with this type of stuff, I knew that I needed to open. I knew that I needed to be more receptive to the world, to other people, more accepting. I needed to try more things in my life. But I didn't know how. And I eventually started to figure it out with some good guidance, good books, I don't know, good teachers, listening to good teachers. And this is sort of what I've uncovered has been really helpful for me. And I will say, going through that process of opening to new things, things that scare me, things that that make me really uncomfortable, I would say almost all of them were, I'm so happy that I did it because now I'm not afraid of those things. And whether I choose to keep those things in my life or not, it's like I've been there, I've traveled there, I know what that feels like, right? And that's a beautiful thing. There's less to be afraid of in the world, right? Less fear. And therefore, more for us to be able to let go of, more for us to just feel comfortable in the world when we're not being afraid of so many things that we could potentially run into, right? So here's the processes that I've used, and yeah, we'll see if they're helpful for anyone out there. So I read this book, it's called The Untethered Soul, and without my even knowing, it started the process for me. I think I kind of knew, but like in reflection, that book was huge. So read that book. And in that book, Michael Singer, he talks about opening, and he talks about it in a way that's like closing. You can feel closing happening in your body. So let's say there's a circumstance that is uncomfortable for you. Maybe your partner wants to do something that makes you uncomfortable. Let's keep it really simple. Like they want to go skydiving. Is that simple? I don't know. That's a pretty big one, but we'll stick with it. They want to go skydiving, and that makes you uncomfortable and scares you. So you feel a closing, let's say, inside your chest. And how do you feel that? Well, first, you gotta be perceptive. You have to be curious. Be curious. What? I feel a closing. How do you know you're feeling a closing? You are getting upset. You're getting annoyed. You're turning away, right? There's all these things we do when we're closing that are habits and patterns. So a lot of mine was to shut down, to turn away, to deny, right? So anytime that you have these more negative things happening, good. This is a moment of curiosity, okay? I feel that pattern of mine to shut down coming on. Let me just be curious about this. What do I feel? Oh, I really just feel like a knot in my stomach right here. And then just sitting with that, like, oh, that knot doesn't feel good, right? So you want to connect it to something physical inside your body only if it's there. Don't try to like make a connection that's not there. But this curiosity will give you the attention, hopefully bring it to the right places. So we found the closing. Now, when we find the closing, we have a choice. We can continue to close. We could just stop and pause and notice it, or we could do something different, right? So noticing and then doing something different is the eventual goal. It might not be where it starts. But what you want to do is, okay, I notice it. Oh, I feel it right here in my gut. Now, can I, instead of this, it's always a closing sensation. It's always something like this. There's different sensations, obviously, but it's something condensing. And what you want to do is you want to breathe into it and feel that yourself opening it. So it's like it's going like this. And maybe it condenses on the exhale, but on the inhale it opens again. And you're just breathing openness into that space. Now, that's how we work with it on a physical level. And the physical level is super important. But we also have to, if we want to overcome these things and challenge ourselves, we have to take action as well. So when this person, skydiving example, they want to go skydiving, and you start to feel the closing, the knot, and you breathe into it, like opening that, okay. And then the next step is to open to the idea of skydiving up here. So it's like, well, I have this like closed feeling about it. Like I just decided in my mind that that's not okay. But obviously this person who I love thinks it's okay. So why is it not okay then? And then you start to challenge yourself in that way. And if you take a easier example, like they want to go to the candy shop and you don't like candy, then eventually you might just be like, you know what? Let's go to the candy shop. And it goes against all your natural instincts. Like your natural instincts are like, I hate the candy shop. But because you're choosing to open to new things in your life, you're like, you know what? Let's do it. And you still might have all the resistance, you still might have the closing inside, but you're gonna choose to open to it and try it. And here's the important part as well, like when you go to try the thing, is because you could go try the thing and be closed. And you could, like, basically on the inside, you're like, yeah, I'm doing this thing for this person and I don't really want to do it, but I'm opening to it. No, don't have that attitude. It's curiosity. So the attitude should be like genuine. It should be like, okay, I'm going to open to this thing and I'm going to be curious about, a lot of people like this thing. So what am I not seeing in this thing that other people like? And being curious about that and going into it with that mindset and that frame and being like, what can I discover here? This is huge. I have discovered so many things in my life by having this approach, things that I love now that I was so afraid of that I would never have done if I never adopted what I'm talking about here. So it's massive. And I'll say it again, if you know you're someone who needs the opening in your life, then start to take this on. Use this curiosity. Read The Untethered Soul. Yeah, that book is like a great transmission of just awareness and knowledge. So check that out. And if you have been doing this or you're trying this because you watched this video, Let me know how it goes in the comments. I'd love to just hear how people are doing with these things. So that's it for now. We'll see you next time. Peace.